exactly 10 years ago, it was my last year in Japan. I was living there for a decade, and I was almost about to leave, and my classmate, her mom was a ghost reader, which is a profession in Japan. And so basically, usually it's like, oh, your grandmother is floating here and she's telling you this and she's looking after you. And it's usually one or two or maximum three ghosts. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. And she immediately started screaming and saying, who are all these men? And they look scary and they have beards and they're full of blood and they're attached to you. And she pointed at me. And I thought, wow, this is really fun. At the time also, I was always painting men with beards, and I just give them names, and I have like hundreds of pieces like this, artworks. And I just didn't have any explanation of why I was doing this. So this kind of ghost reading really explained my work and also my life to me, because she told me that they think you're the chief of the tribe, and they want to enjoy life with you and die with you. So, I mean, what she said was they are my ancestors, and supposedly my ancestors from my father's side are from the south of Saudi Arabia, from a place called Wadi Dawasir, which is the Valley of Dawasir. And it's a very wild place, still until now. Everybody has guns, and my friends from Saudi Arabia told me they sing poems and they bite bullets. So I thought it's a nice analogy for my ancestors. Somehow I'd always think about them, so I thought this is the perfect opportunity to bring them to life and maybe have a discussion. Yes. Japan, the kind of how people deal with history and ancestry is so different than in the Middle East. We don't live in a democratic society, so there's only one version of history, and it's really not encouraged to really look into what really happened, especially early 20th century history. From a view, it's almost like if you talk about things that happened, it's sometimes taboo, because there was a lot of tribal wars and massacres and things that we don't really know about. So I'm just using myself as a kind of microcosm for this problem, because I really feel like it's a problem that you don't know your history. And the fact that you don't know your history means you can't kind of accept or realize your present in a certain way, or even think about the future objectively. So I'm trying to kind of use this kind of time jumping through these ghosts as a kind of a vessel for this loss of history. Yes, I also used my family matriarch in the play. Her name is Monira also, and she's from Taif, and also in Saudi Arabia. And yeah, she was a very tough lady, and I'm named after her because my father was very proud of his grandmother and how strong she was. And yeah, and the fact that she was like really like the boss of everyone, and everybody respected her, and she had this very heavy presence in the tribe. And yeah, and I'm named after her, so she's mentioned in the play as the ghost collector, so that she collected these ghosts because yeah, there's this kind of idea that the chief of the tribe is always a man. But what if it's a woman, And so I tried to also kind of use her story a little bit in this work.